Hello golfers, Bryan Pate here. I want to talk about how a strong grip release varies from a neutral or a weak grip. This question's coming from someone on Instagram who asked about this. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, go ahead and leave a note down below. I'd love to get back to you or make a video to help clarify some information for you. Also, if you visit bryanpategolf.com, there's a membership site on there that has a lot more detail of this stuff and covering a lot more sections in it. But first thing we have to do is we're talking about a strong grip. Number one is we have to define what's a strong grip and what's a neutral grip. So if I twisted my hand kind of clockwise on the grip, I can see all four knuckles of that lead hand. It also puts a bigger bend in that wrist between the back of my hand and the forearm. Also, my thumb is turned more on the side as opposed to being on top. And this little soft spot, it's kind of like the snot box or hinge pin, whatever you want to call it, that angled is more on the side. So if I came into impact with that grip and I flattened out my wrist, what we'll see here is the club face is going to point quite a bit to the left. So some things that will start to happen in the golf swing, and then even from down the line view, if I took this super strong grip, even twisted my hand under, which this feels pretty strong for a lot of people. If I go up to the top and I flatten out my wrists, what you're going to start seeing is this club face is going to start looking more like Dustin Johnson's, where it's pointing straight to the sky. Now if I rotated down, kept that neutral wrist, you could see the club face is pointing quite a bit to the ground compared to my spine angle as well. If I kept rotating, okay, that club face is want to go way to the left. So what does a stronger grip have to do? If they want to have more of the Dustin Johnson style, a flat to slightly bowed lead wrist, that club face is going to come down well shut. So in order to compensate for that, I might have to slide my hips, push my handle up and out, and now the club face is going to point down the target line. So I won't be able to have a normal back of the wrist here because that club face is going to be closed. I'm going to have to raise the handle and turn my whoop watch right here more to the camera in order to keep that face square. So you can see, in order to keep that square, what we have to do in the downswing if we take a strong grip into a neutral position at the top. So now let's take a look. If we have a strong grip, we go to the top and we keep this lead wrist with a bend in the top. Well, now the face looks more normal or more matching that lead arm. As I come down, if I still have a little bit of a bend or I can see my knuckles, now you can see the face isn't drastically closed to the ground. So I can have the toe up or more matching my spine angle while keeping a bend in that lead wrist or seeing the top of my hand. So now as I come into impact, again, I can raise the handle up, push the handle forward to keep the face from closing down. So if I stop my body, the face is going to want to close and go to the left. So normally with a strong grip, we'll see someone trying to shove the handle forwards to keep the face from pointing left. We might also see him tipping backwards because with that closed face, there's not much loft on there. So there's going to be a lot of compensations going on. So now if we had more of a neutral grip, where that little hinge pin's on top and I can see maybe two knuckles, maybe 2.5. Now on the top, there's a bunch of varieties where we could be. We can have a little bit of extension in that lead wrist, have the toe a little bit more open than the lead arm. We can have it more neutral, slightly closed to the lead arm. And it's going to give us a little bit more variety down through the bottom. We're going to have more of a neutral, flat left wrist to control the face. And then we're going to have a little bit more loft presented. Now if I took that and spun it under towards the target or counterclockwise, now you can see the grip from the camera view. This is something that we'll see a lot coaching because this feels comfortable and we want to grab it from the ground. Okay, that feels pretty comfortable. Now as I go up to the top and I just have a neutral wrist, what you're going to see is that club face is wide open to this lead forearm. If I just kind of rotate on the way down, well, that club face is pointing quite a bit out in front of me and up to the sky. If I kept turning, that golf ball is going to go out to the right. So with that, what we'll start seeing is a lot of players want to throw the club out to get to the golf ball. Well, that's going to help square up the face, but from the face on camera there, what we're seeing is we're starting to add a lot of loft through the shot. So with different grips become different release patterns and motions of the body. We're all trying to fight to keep some loft on the club. If I'm too strong, I might be trying to add some loft unless I have enough speed to create enough spin and get that golf ball up in the air. If I have too weak of a grip, I might be fighting a face that's too open. Now I might be throwing the club outwards, but again, coming through, I'm going to be adding a bunch of loft, and that pass is going to go across, so I'm going to hit these little high, weak shots to the right, compared to a really strong grip or a strong face in the downswing. They're going to fight something that's going to come out too low and want to go too left. So I hope this little chat about a really strong grip, more of a neutral grip, and a really weak grip, how it affects the top of the swing, what you'll see in the videos, and then what that would affect through the shot into the golf ball. So just for a quick little recap, super strong. How would I keep some loft on there? Better have a lot of speed. I can raise the handle to keep the face from pointing leftwards. If I had a really weak grip, I was coming in, adding a bunch of loft, yeah, I might be falling backwards, trying to square that face up. I'm going to hit this golf ball too high and too weak. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, go ahead and put a little comment down below. Love to get back to you, and hopefully this helps answer some questions.